Okay, also my recording got messed up, so um to summarize, you can blend a stroke even if you have a gradient applied to it. So if we have, let's say, this, and both of these, let's say, have a gradient applied to them. Let's pick some more unique colors for the gradient. Let's go with, double click on this. Let's get some red there. And let's also reverse these so they're not the same colors. Or maybe even pick a different color here. So, and let's also curve these a little bit. I'll add a couple extra points on them. This one has 2 points, or a total of 4 points, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's got only 2 points on it, but they look the same. What happens if we blend them? This one blends fine, but I think it's because it's straight. Anyways, if you get the shape to be really complicated, it might not blend as nicely. I think this one's still fine. If I double click this and go to specified steps, increase that. Yeah, it's still blending fine. So this is a cool way to blend things. You get some
Can
cool
you
results.
share your screen because we can see on our end?
Oh, oops. I forgot my stream disconnected. So did my screen. Sorry. I was saying, I was just going over a more basic example of blending a stroke with um, a gradient applied to it. Just another example of what I did here on the car's reflection over here. So I've got two different blends here. Let's make them different colors. Whatever, let's leave it that color. And let's also make the shapes a little more complicated than just a straight line. And I'll add another point here in the middle somewhere. So let's say we have this shape. And then we have, I don't know, this shape. So if we blend these, yeah, it seems to blend fine. But if it doesn't, if it does some weird overlapping and twisting around and stuff, try adding more points to one of the lines. And if we switch to specified steps, we could get this to be a smooth gradient. And we get an interesting mix of colors. But yeah, just in case it's not blending right, just try adding points to it. And this one, okay, see, it still looks fine. I can't break this one. This one's good. Anyways, okay, so I did all the reflections. There's one more here in the front. We could do this one. Looks like it could be easy. Just a line here, and then um, I don't know if I should do a separate blend on that one. Yeah, I think I'll do two separate uh, lines or shapes here. So one here, and then I'll do one here. So object, hide selection, hiding it so I could just focus on this for now. And I'm just gonna draw this curve here, and let's turn off the stroke for now so we could see more clearly. And yeah, I think I'll just bring that up to here, and that's it. So, oh, where did it go? There it is. Alright, and now I'll fill it with thin white line. And then I'll do a different one for this side. Probably just need like something that blends from there to there. Yeah, I'll create. Well, this one doesn't even need any fancy blend here. I just need to create a shape here that has a blend applied to it. Looks like it's just a straight gradient from red to white in this direction. I guess I could do that. Not the stroke. I'm applying it to the stroke. Let's turn that off. Switch to the fill, and we'll go with the white there, and then here let's do some red. And just move this aside for a second. I want to get it to match what I have here. Okay, let's just go with that. Then right here, I will create another shape like this. Okay, and these I also, since I can, I'm gonna make these gradients as well. Make sure I apply it to the stroke, not the fill. And I want the car color at the two tips of this. So on this side will be that color. We'll just have the white in the middle, like that. And not so strong white, so maybe just eyedrop that color. And then create the blend. Double click the blend tool so you could add more steps to it. Make it smooth. And click OK. Maybe this end should be this color. Same with this. Just want it to blend more nicely. And okay, even this I think needs let's get this color. Oh, I think that's the other side. Okay, I need it on this side. Now hold up. That's confusing. This and this need to blend together. So I gotta try to get this color right here. So I might have to use that fancy freeform gradient and just add the colors. So right here we could add this color, and then there's gonna be white. So let's add this particular white right there. Anyways, close enough. You could add more colors here, but I don't think it's necessary. I also would like this not to be so sharp right there, but I don't know how to do that with the freeform gradient. Because it seems like the freeform gradient only does um, radial gradients and blends them together. But then there's this option here that says lines instead of points. Wonder what that would do. Okay, that's weird. So it gives you like it lets you draw a bunch of points and connects them together. I don't know what that does. We'd have to try that on a big shape. Let's see what this is supposed to do. Or let me try it on a just a rectangle. Okay, so pick the gradient tool and then click on freeform gradient. And yeah, I have it set to lines. Let's see what this does. I have no idea. Let's uh let's make these different colors. So I don't understand the point of the lines versus points. They seem to do the same thing. I mean, I don't know. It's a weird tool. Okay. I don't know the best way to utilize that. This is why I just resort to blending instead of using that. And for this, I think I'm always gonna have this messed up part here. Unless I just do this as one piece. Let me turn off the blend for a second. So when you want to turn off a blend, you just go to Object, Blend, Release. Let me see if I could get this to work this way. But I don't know. It would have to blend from from this to that, but I don't see it working though. Let's get the colors right at least, and then try to blend it and see what happens. So that's fine, I guess. Actually, this whole thing should just be this red color. And then that will blend to the more white on the edges. So this here needs to be more white. I think I need to add more points to the gradient, because if I make this point white, then that side gets white. So I need to add some more points until I target just this area. I think, yeah, on the right side of my gradient, if I just click there, oops, and then, oh, you know what? There's different ways of applying linear gradients. So I think what's happening here, it's not applying the gradient along the stroke as you would expect. That's why, let's say I change this to, like, I don't know, yellow. Even though this is at the end here, it's not really at the end of the line. It's more on this side of the line. So if you want the gradient to run along the line, right now it's treating it as if, it's kind of like this. If I say we close this shape, where's the pen tool? It's pretty much doing this. It's filling it like that. But if you want the gradient to go along the line, you have to click this option here. It says apply gradient along stroke. So that way it actually goes from this color to the yellow color at the end. That way it's kind of easier to um, predict what it's gonna do when you're applying the colors here. So I'll click on apply gradient along stroke. Right, and if I want this area to be this wider color, I'll just change this here to that color and just drag it until it reaches there. There it is. I think the rest is good. Alright, so let's try blending that. So what happens if we blend from this to this? Again, very messed up looking. Um, Double click. Let's increase specified steps. Still looks horrible. And now let me just try adding points to this. So what if we add a point right there? And that does it. So just adding a single point helped it understand how to blend better. Just increase the number of steps there. Click OK. And then that could be my shiny part for right here. Let's do object show all. So bring that back. And then just place that over here. I need to adjust it though to match this. Let me go into outline view and let's just match this to the shape of the car. View pixel preview. Oh no, sorry. Not pixel preview, just regular preview. I guess that should go all the way to. Oh no, wherever it is fine. I just need to make this part darker. It looks like. So I'll use the shape builder. Select this and select this line. And well, maybe I can't because it's part of a blend. But right here needs to be darker red. Let me do object clipping mask release real quick. Try it this way. So I'm gonna make this blend a little bit thinner. But making it thinner makes it require more steps. Okay, so um, let's keep the clipping mask. I turned off the clipping mask because I thought I needed to, but I re-enabled it. You can turn it off with object clipping mask release, and you can turn it back on again when you select the top object and then everything that you want to clip underneath, and then say object clipping mask make. But I just pressed Control Z, so it undid that. Um, I just want to add dark red here, so I'm just gonna do this. Gonna grab this red color. I just need a solid here. I don't need a gradient, so let me just click solid color in the what do you call it, tools panel. Just make this darker, and then stick it underneath. Well, it needs to go under this, but it also needs to go inside the clipping mask. So I'll cut it, and then enter the clipping mask, and then paste. Actually, we already know that wasn't gonna work. I tried it earlier. Um, so just paste it and do what I did just uh, earlier, which is drag it. So there's the path. This is that path. Drag it all the way down and put it into the clipping group, which is down here. So I just dragged it into the clipping group. So now it's clipped. So it looks good. What's going on there? Either that's a glitch or I applied a gradient to something or a blend to something accidentally. What happened there? That's weird. So again, the clipping group is this clipping mask that I created, and I'm putting this inside by dragging it into it. Okay, good. It didn't do that weird thing again. Yeah, that looks cool. I don't think I added this ever. Let me just add that real quick. Yeah, I'm liking the reflections. I think it looks really good for Illustrator vector reflections, but I think it, especially that part, that came out really nice. Uh, Now all that's left is this pesky tire with the rims. That gave me trouble last time. I'm gonna try to do this again, but different approach. I will go to my layers, go to that car layer and unlock it for a second and just duplicate it. I'm gonna duplicate it and then I'm gonna create a clipping mask over the tire. Object, clipping mask, make. I'm gonna rotate this time so that one of these is facing straight up. I think this will kind of make it easier for me. Right, so we know we're gonna need a line going from there to here. And I guess we could draw a straight line from there to there. Actually, let me do this with triangles so I know it's um, symmetric. Also, I think I need to rotate slightly that way. Yeah, so I'll take a triangle again. I think this is how I started the other one. Triangle and make it match these two. But let's switch to a different color so we can see more clearly. Grab that, bring it here. Control C, Control V, make a duplicate of that. Okay, so we need something like that, and we need a circle. Okay, and the mistake I made last time is I rotated it without clipping the stuff I don't need. Let me move this out of here so I could work on it. So yeah, make sure we cut off the part we don't need so we don't have an unnecessary mess later. Alright, we just cut that part, and then this part also I'll need to cut off what I don't need. So I think we could cut it off right there. By the way, this is just an easy way to select what I need and then deselect what I don't need. Right, select by control, just shift, or just click and drag to select things, and then if you alt click on something, you'll deselect it. Or sorry, not alt click, shift click on it, you'll deselect. So if you have something selected already and you shift click, it'll deselect. Right, so we got rid of all the unnecessary messy stuff. Now we can maybe fill this with the color we need and turn off the stroke. Yeah, we could get rid of that. We can get rid of that. So we just need those two lines right there. And do one circle here. Another circle right there. Make sure this is lined up with this circle. So Select, select, select again, center. I don't know what's here, but probably the Porsche emblem, but you can't really see it because it's too low resolution. But or maybe we could add that later. And then let's add the little disc for the brakes. Add there. What else do we need here? I think instead of that, let's do this part. So this is supposed to connect into this, so why don't we do that? Uh-oh. Let's snap there. Select these. I think I could use the shape builder to cut the top of this. And delete this line. Oops. Direct select top line, delete. And then reflect this onto the other side over the center. Okay, so we got this, this, and this. Let's make sure they're all just a single stroke. Select, maybe connect these on the bottom. Right, so select this, select these, and this, and we need to fill this. It's not letting me fill with the shape builder, probably because something's not connected or intersecting. So make sure all these lines are connected, or touching at least. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now I should be able to connect these. There we go. Let's make it the right color. Not this yellow. So that color, but not this one. No fill on that. No fill on this one. Well, this one will be like this darker color here. Turn off the stroke and send that to the back. What's this one here? This one could be slightly darker than this one, but not as dark as this one. Maybe something like that. Uh, line these all up to this one. Send this behind that one. Lower the opacity. We need to add this circle back here. And that could be same color as that. We'll just put that right there. Alright, so if I rotate this, we'll have one here, another one here, And remember, if I rotate it, then this is going to end up there. Rotate it again, it's going to be there. Rotate it again, it's going to be there. Rotate it again, it'll be there. So that's why I'm not putting one here. When I rotate it around, it'll end up there because it'll be next to the left of this one. Makes sense? So let's rotate it now. I'm gonna rotate around the center point. Well, let's try to find the center. It's hard to find here. There it is. Okay, came up. Alt click, and we need to rotate how many degrees? Should be 72, right? Yeah, 72. Copy. That circle didn't end up where I wanted it to. I think I put it too far to the left, so let me bring that a little bit this way. Actually, why don't we just apply the effect to this and then edit it that way? It'll be easier. So I'll drop a little point here. So just like I showed you how to do with the mandala, put a point right there in the center. Select this, and then that little point, and then effect, distort and transform, and then let's add the rotation of 72 degrees. Number of copies, let's increase that. Make sure this is not rotating there, but around that bottom point by clicking the bottom here. Oh, sorry, I didn't group them. That's why it was still messed up. Object, group, and then do that. Effect, transform, 72. Click the bottom point. There we go. And we need 4 copies. Click OK. Alright, this way it's easier for me to figure out why this doesn't look as good as it should. I guess I just need to make it maybe smaller. Cool, and then this could be whatever color that's supposed to be. Make it duplicate it, make it a little bit bigger, and fill that in. We need probably just a black line in between that and this, or maybe I could just, yeah, I'll fill it with black. So this will go below this one and make it a little bit darker, and then a black circle right underneath all of it, I guess, like that. Cool. Rest of the details we'll add later if we feel like it, but I don't think we need to right now. Uh-oh. Let's get out of the group and just paste this. Oops, I'm still in. That's weird. Why is it pasting? What is this? Oh, this has an effect on it too. I don't want an effect on that. I just want a circle here. Just to cover. Why is it? Oh, maybe because I lowered the opacity. Let's make sure this is 100. Oh, still. Okay, why isn't this picking up this color? Just doesn't want to pick up the color. Maybe because this is an effect, so I have to actually click on the physical object. There it is. These are like ghosts. Technically, they're not there because this has an effect applied to it, which is making it appear all around, but it's actually just that top one. Um, Now all that's left is the tire, which should be easy. We'll just draw black tire. Maybe some highlight going around it, which we can do with radial gradient. Except we don't need red, we just want a black color here. So grab the black, oops, shift click. And then some white in the middle, and then more black over there. And we just move the little slider here until it's like brighter on this part. I need to duplicate that to get like a wider light area. And I think I want to make it a little bit brighter. Like that. Cool. Yeah, and then we could stick that. Well, I need more black here. Oh, this isn't full black. There we go. Anyways, I think that looks good. That will go there. Center it with the others. And we're done. So we got our wheel. Yeah, okay, looks good. Delete that. And we can complete our car finally. Let me make sure this is grouped. Control G to group that. Or else you're gonna have problem moving it around later. And I think the front tire is smaller than the back tire. That's usually how sports cars are. Shrink it down a little bit. Cool. And just to make sure we're seeing just the car we drew, I'm gonna hide all the other stuff. So, uh-oh. I actually put it on the guide layer. Let me just drag that up to the correct layer. You can see it's blue. It's supposed to be on the red layer. Now it's red. So we can hide everything except for the Porsche that we drew. And then bring this back and just compare it, see how close we got it. Get rid of that one. I guess we could add a shadow underneath just to complete this. Shadow. So the shadow can be maybe well, it's gonna be a gradient, but it should be a radial gradient. Yeah, I guess a radial gradient. And the edge will fade to 0% opacity. but let the drop off be just to the end. I guess I need to make this gradient bigger here, like that. And yeah, that looks kind of like the shadow. And then there's some parts here, like there under the car, that we should just fill with black. Here as well. Alrighty, and let's clear those guides. Guides, clear guides. Cool. So from far you can't, well, kind of tell, but I got it pretty close. What's wrong with this here? That's better. Alright, let's save that. I will upload this so you guys can take a look. I didn't realize it's 8:13 already, and I didn't realize there's questions. Okay. Oh, JB, you're here too. Cool. By the way, you guys, whoever came late, you missed going over your assignments, but um, Illustrator 2, assignment 2, where I had you guys create an ad, I really liked that. Every single one was great. The color was green today. Green. Right, so let's take a break. Like I said, I'll upload the Porsche so you guys could download it and see if you could recreate it somehow. If you get anything close to that, then I don't know, that's already really good. If I'm having trouble with it, then that means it's a really difficult object, a difficult thing to do in Illustrator, drawing a car with the reflections and all. If you can do that, then consider yourself pro with Illustrator. Um, but after the break, I do want to give you guys one final assignment. So you won't have a final exam, but I will give you a quick final project. It'll be to create an ad, but I will give you the details on what needs to be on the ad. And the difference between Illustrator 1 and 2 will be, for Illustrator 1, you're just going to give me one ad. Illustrator 2, I'm going to have you create 3 or 4 different sizes of the same ad. So the challenge is how to reformat everything, reposition elements in the design to make it fit for different aspect ratios. Because that's how most ads are. You're gonna have to create ads for different devices and for different um, locations that an ad can be placed. So they have specific sizes, and then I'll go over which sizes I want you to do. Okay, but break for now. Let me pause recording. Okay, so for your final project, uh, you have 2 options. Okay. Um, one is creating a banner ad for Stress-free cloud storage. Protect your data. 1 month free trial. Continue. That's all that's gonna be on the ad. The rest is up to you. So any colors, shapes, any icons you might want to throw in there. Company logo. Didn't really come up with one for this. Or Blue Bus Travel. Visit Paradise today. Winter getaway sale. Book now. And if you can come up with better uh sale than winter getaway sale, you go ahead and do that. But that's all the text that needs to be on that one. And this one, the brand I guess is Blue Bus. I don't know. Call it whatever. I was just trying to come up with a name real quick, and um, that's all I could think of. So if you can think of something better, go ahead and do that one. Okay, and the requirements for this, well, we have a few different sizes here. If you're in Illustrator 1, pick one of these sizes and create a banner ad for it. If you're in Illustrator 2, you need to do all 5 of these. Okay, so the first size is um, this one's 970 by 90. 970 pixels by 90 pixels. Okay, the other size is 320 by 50. This one is 300 by 250. And then this one is, what is it, 160 by 600. Okay, so let's see what sort of ads you guys can come up with. I'll probably do a quick example though. So any questions on this? Well, I guess let me do an example and then you can ask questions. Which one should we do? Stress-free cloud storage. That one's probably, I don't know. This one will probably be more plain. Um, Probably won't be as fun as Blue Bus Travel. Visit Paradise today. So let's do this one. Stress-free cloud storage. Protect your data. 1 month free trial. Right. So I would start with probably just the square. Not really a square. I'm muted. Oops. Okay, sorry, I was muted. Let me go over that again. Okay, so for your final assignment, I want you to create banner ads. If you're in Illustrator 1, you just pick one of these. So Illustrator 1, CGD 180. Pick one size. If you're in Illustrator 2, 185, do all sizes. So you're both gonna have the same project. It's just if you're an Illustrator 2, I'm gonna expect you to do all sizes. Okay, so you're gonna have to take whatever you designed here, maybe, I don't know, whichever one you do first, but then try to adapt that to these different banner sizes. Okay, and then the two choices I'm giving you are stress-free cloud storage, protect your data, 1 month free trial, continue. That's the details that need to be on there. Um, it should say continue button, book now button. Okay, we don't actually, these are not real brands, so I don't know what the brand colors will be. Well, maybe I should pick some brand colors for you. Here, let's go to coolers. I want to take out as much of the creative choices as I can because that's how it is in real life. You're just gonna be given instructions and then have to come up with something. Your brand, you're already gonna have a brand. You're not gonna be designing logos for your banner ads because the company probably will already exist. So all the colors will already be there. The logos, the fonts that you should use are already gonna be there. So I don't know, let's go to coolers and just come up with what colors I think a security company would, cloud storage company would use. Why is this always asked this? Let's save and continue. But yeah, online security company, Cyber Smile. So I would do research on some other cybersecurity things. Okay, Kaspersky. Know that one. Mm, like a McAfee's red, right? About cloud security. Threat locker. Anyways, I'll go with some dark colors basically. So let's find some security looking colors. I don't know which one of these says security company. Let's go with this one. So the colors that we use are gonna be these. Now for banner ads, you don't usually have to stick too strictly to the brand, I don't think, because you're just trying to get people to click and then get them to somewhere. So you could have it slightly off, I guess, and throw in some other colors, but these are just some ideas. So the colors that you want to use for stress-free cloud storage. Might as well come up with the colors for the other one. Paired, what was it? Blue Bus Travel. Let's go with this. Again, you can modify these. I'm just giving you something to start with. Uh, if you think you could come up with better colors, go ahead. For this, I think it'll make things more fun for you, but again, if you're doing something like this, you're probably gonna have set colors and not too much creative options. Um, Anyways, okay. So we have our colors, stress-free cloud storage, protect your data, 1 month free trial. Now, I also want you to explore stock images. Um, let's say for Blue Bus Travel, your boss or client wants you to include photos. Stock photography. Because sometimes they have a preference. Maybe they want stock photos in them, and sometimes they just want clip art type or Illustrator type vector art or cartoons. But in this case, let's include stock photography. For this one, I'll leave it up to you. We'll let that be less restricted. And again, you're choosing one of these. I'm not saying do both of these, just you have two options, either this one or this one. So let's start with this one. I have my colors and I'll do the 300 by 250 first. So I'll start by just here copying the text here. I know it has to say this stuff in here, so stress-free cloud storage, that will be somewhere. Protect your data. And we need to say 1 month free trial. And we need a continue button. Right, so continue button, just simply make a button right here. Let's pick one of our colors here. You could be creative with your continue button. Okay. Let's think about fonts. For the cloud storage, I'm gonna require a certain font, I guess. Or, okay, the fonts will be up to you, but I will give you like the font that the brand uses and you try to incorporate that. Let's say, what is this? Okay, and also I don't want to use fonts that you're gonna have to download, so I'm not sure which one of these. Well, let's use Adobe fonts, right? Since you're using the Creative Cloud, I'm sure you'll have access to all these Adobe fonts as well. So for a security company, I think we need you don't want a playful font. You want something like, let's see. I want Let's turn on the filter. Let's turn on sans serif. Why does it say no results found? Clear all. Sans serif. There we go. Okay. I must have had some other filter on there. Let's see. I want something that's kind of heavy font, but also tall and thin. like this one. This is called Hayton Schweiler. Wait, let me see if this is a Google font or a Adobe font. Copy. Uh, oh, it's actually a Microsoft font. So maybe if you're on Windows, you might have that, but you might not have it on a Mac. And it's not a Google font. Let's see. Impact could also work. Everyone has Impact. I'm sure everyone has Impact. It's this League Gothic. That could also work. I'm gonna go with League Gothic, but I'll write this down somewhere, I guess. League Gothic. H. Weiser or whatever. Hayton Schweiler. Impact or similar font. For this one, um, no font specified. Let's let you use whatever font you want in this one. So what was this called? League Gothic? I'll go with that. Right, so stress-free cloud storage, and let's make that all caps. Protect your data today. Or I don't know, come up with something better. Protect your precious data. I don't know, that's weird. Just protect your data now. One-month free trial. Why is this so tall? Okay, so I would lay it out like this first. See all the text that you have, try to fit it in there. Also, I don't know if this is accurate. If we view actual size, this is not really what 320 by 50 pixels looks like. If I do file export, save for web, and we zoom out to 100%, that's actually the size of 320 by 50. So keep that in mind. Don't make your text too tiny because it'll be hard to read. But yeah, this fits fine here, but the challenge is gonna be trying to fit it there for um, Illustrator 2 people, because you're gonna have to try to fit it in all of them. Oh, also we should add like a little brand or something here, right? Um, Class B. Hugo. I don't know why I thought I think because I was just looking at what is it, Kaspersky? What is it? Kaspersky? We're not going with Kaspersky. We're different brand. We're called Class B Cuco. Class. I don't know why that popped into my head, but it's a class. I think it's from Rugrats. We're making this up. This is not a real thing. It's a name I just remember from a cartoon, but that's gonna be the company, I guess. Right, we had one here. It was Blue Bus Travel. This one, let's call it Class B Supo. So you just gotta throw the name in there somewhere. Let's make this that league font or impact or league. Oh, this doesn't have a bold. Anyways, that's the uh, company. Just underline it so you know. Random name. Okay. So that just has to be somewhere in there. So I guess maybe put it near the continue button. You can make that really small. See, this is where you gotta start thinking about how you want to lay things out. Let's make that. Might as well make them all caps. Oops. Let's group this so it doesn't move. Okay, centered. Let's use some of the other colors. I think I'll go with this one. And then for the text, we can make it a lighter color like this one. For the continue text, let's go with the dark color that we have, or one of these. Maybe this same color. This can be white or that color. Okay, so that's the basic, most basic version of the banner ad you can do, right? And sometimes that's it. The banner ads are really simple like this. Let me merge that together. I like this to be a little bit bigger and probably make it as thick as the E right there, at least that part of it. And just make this a little bit shorter. Right. Um, but let's add some pictures to this because this is boring. So maybe you could split up the design. Like one thing you can try is using some more of your brand colors. Like maybe down here we could have this color or this color. And maybe we can add some angles. But then, well, why not? Just do that. I don't know, that doesn't look good. I'll leave it like this. That was not a good choice. What other things can we do to make this look more interesting? Well, it's a security cloud storage, right? So maybe add some clouds somewhere. Let's go ahead and do those um, simple clouds for cloud storage. Let's go with a couple circles. And I'm gonna do, let's do the golden ratio thing. I didn't go over golden ratio this time around, did I? Let's talk about that real quick. It's the last day, but if you want things in the golden ratio, that means one of them has to add up to the size of the two previous. So if we have a box this size, the next box has to be this size. And then the next box after that, or next circle, has to be the size of the two previous. So it has to be the size of that one combined with that one. And then the next one has to be the size of this one and this one. I don't know if I got it in the correct direction, but let's see if we start from there, we go that way, we go that way. No, I think I should have put this. Let's see, I forget. Oh, these are right. This one just doesn't feel right. Anyways, it's supposed to give you the golden spiral if you go from the center of this one to the center of this one. And obviously I messed up somewhere, so I didn't create the boxes in the right order. But here's another way to look at golden ratio. It's, what is it, 1, 1, 2, because 2 plus, because 1 plus 1 is 2. And the next number is 3, because 3 plus, 2 plus 1 is 3. Next number is 5, because 3 plus 2 is 5. Next number is 8, because 5 plus 3. And you get the idea, right? You just add one number to the previous number, you get the next number. Um, and the higher you go up in these numbers, the closer you get to, what was it, 1.618 when you divide them. Right now, it's not gonna be quite there yet. Alright, if you do 13, oops, 13 divided by 8, it's not quite 1.618, but it's getting there as you go up. So if we get to 21 divided by 13, because um, 8 plus 13 is 21. Oops, 21 divided by 13. It's supposed to get closer and closer to 1.618. That's why it's called the golden ratio. It's the ratio you get when you add one number to the previous uh, number, and then you get the next number. And visually, it would look like this, but I think I drew it wrong. I'm confused with this one. Why don't I just look at a picture of it online? Golden ratio spiral. There it is. Okay. I think I did have it right the first time. You do have two next to each other like that. And then the other one there. And then next one there. Why isn't it connecting? And then the next one there. And uh the next one would be this one, I guess. Anyways, you get the idea. And then if you draw a spiral from the centers, you should get that golden spiral that you see in nature. Okay. Anyway, that's golden ratio. It's the next number is the addition of the previous two. So visually, that's what it looks like, and that's how you get that spiral. And if you just want to get the next size up in the golden ratio for this circle, just duplicate it and scale it by 161.8%. So just do a uniform scale of 161.8, and that's two circles in the golden ratio. What makes them, what's the point of this? I don't know. It's supposed to look nicer. That's why designers do it. Right? Even the Apple logo, the iCloud logo, which was what I was about to do, uses the golden ratio. So that's why I wanted to talk about that real quick before I multiply this by 1.618. And you know why I did it now. So if that's the smallest size, that's the next size. Let's do one more. 1.618 again. Oops, I forgot to copy it. Okay, that's the next size up. And then we just need to create a cloud these size circles. It's not exactly arranged like this on the iCloud. I think it's a little bit different. It's more like this actually. But let's just make sure these bottoms are lined up. And then this can go up here. And then we can shape build the whole thing. And then get rid of the bottom points so it's flat down there. And there you go, you have the iCloud. iCloud. There you go, it's the same, I think. I don't know if they correctly did that golden ratio, but close enough. So we need that because we're talking about cloud storage. So maybe put this in here somewhere. So now that I'm throwing this in the picture, I have to rearrange everything. So let me throw this in the back though. So text is on top of it. And then figure out how we could incorporate that into the design. I'll probably get rid of this color. I don't like the two tones there. Just keep this solid since I'm adding the cloud in there now. We don't need that extra color. 1 month free trial maybe could fit inside this cloud. Here's a little trick. If you have text that's too far apart like this, the line height is too much, but you could go to the character panel and then go to the set the leading value, decrease that. If you don't want to go through all that, you could highlight this, double clicking or actually triple clicking, highlight the whole thing, and then press the Alt or Option button and then up on your keyboard. You could decrease the line height that way. And then let's center this. Put that 1 month free trial right there. Continue button is touching it. Sure, why not? Maybe this could be off the screen a little bit to give us some more room. And then stress-free cloud storage right there. And protect your data. Protect your data. Now doesn't fit. Well, we could move this here. Make sure there's no extra spaces at the end of these so they line up nicely. Decrease the line height on these guys. Remember, option up arrow. Change the color so it's not the same color as stress-free cloud storage. And then, I don't know, maybe this could shrink along with this. Actually, I think it looks better that way. And then this can be this color. I kind of want this to overlap the button. I think it looks nicer. Alright, and then add some of those other elements we talked about last time to make it look more interesting, because it's good enough now, it gets the message across. Maybe to get people to click it more, you could add a drop shadow underneath this. Effect stylize, no, effect stylize drop shadow. And let's decrease the opacity and X offset and the Y offset. Let's also decrease the blur. I don't know if I should do 0 or 1 pixel, maybe 2 pixels. I'll go with 1 pixel. Let's decrease that Y offset a little bit more and decrease the opacity a bit more. I don't want it to be too strong. Actually, when we get out of isolation mode, you could barely see it, but that's fine. I'm gonna stick with that just to add some depth to this button. And then back here, I feel like this is a little too plain, so maybe we could make it a gradient with these two colors. I don't know, maybe this color. Oh, this color seems to not fit in with the other colors so much. Let's try that color. And let's make this a radial gradient. Maybe, which way should we go? I don't know. Let's try both. Let's try one like that and one like that. And remember how we did this? We go to effect, um, effect, pixelate, color halftone. That's what it was called. Color halftone. Let's go ahead and use the default. I want to see what that would look like. That would be too busy in the background. I don't want to use something that's that busy. So let's try that again. Pixelate color halftone. Let's change all the channels just the same number. Let's just put 0 for all of them. Click OK. Alright, now we only have those two colors, but again, it's a little bit too much going on. So let's make these colors more similar. So instead of this bright green mixed with that blue, let's go ahead and use that other color that I thought doesn't mix well. And let's try the reverse of that. And let's try this now. Pixelate, color halftone. Okay. I'm still getting really bright spots. Why is that? We have 0 for everything. Um, well, why don't we do this? Let's just go straight from one color to white. Actually, let me delete that one and just take this, do the reverse of that. Remember, I think we needed to make these really big so that I could do a image trace and not get like weird shapes. The bigger it is, the cleaner circles I'll get, I think, out of it. So let's do big, and then pixelate color halftone. Ooh, I need to increase the size of those circles. They're too small. So instead of 8, let's bump that up to like 20. That's still not big enough. Effect, pixelate color halftone. Okay, 20 was still too small. Let's go up to 100 then. And that's a little too big. Effect, style. Oops. not glowing edges. Okay, let's go 60. Alright, I think 60 is acceptable. I don't know why there's so many colors though. It's supposed to be just be two colors. I think it's because we should just do black and white on the gradient. And then I'll change the color after. Let me just do a black and white gradient. Just so I get plain circles like that. Then do the image trace, or what do we have to do first? Um, well, first we need to affect our object expand appearance, and then image trace. Same with this one, object. I guess I already did expand image trace. Right, and then this one I will double click to go into isolation. Let's expand it and delete all the white. And this one also expand it. Go into isolation mode. Select all the black and delete it. And why is there a border on this? Let's delete the border. I don't know why that's there. Okay, got rid of that. Alright, now we could use, well, that was kind of point. They're the same, no? Or no, this one's kind of the opposite of this one. Anyways, let's see which one looks nicer. I'm gonna make this stay this color, and then this is gonna be that color. It looks like it's not picking up the color. I probably have to ungroup it and then do that. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. You have to ungroup. Just group it back after you change the color. Probably the same thing will happen with this one. Yeah. Ungroup, pick up the color, then you could group it again. Oops. Let's shrink these down. Let's go back to where we could see things here. Get rid of that. So I want to put this in the background here, but let's make it a little bit darker or a little bit lighter than this color here. I'll go into the color, change this to HSB, and make this a little bit brighter. And you could just put it there on the side somewhere. It doesn't have to be centered like this. I'll just throw it like there. And Control C, Control V to get that box on top of everything. And let me just clip this. And send it to the back. There we go. There we go. Okay, stress-free cloud storage, protect your data now. And we have a little bit of design in there, so it's not super boring. That's just the one size. I've got like what 3 minutes. So for Illustrator 1, that's all you need to do, just one size. I'm not gonna say which size. You could do whatever size you feel like it, but Illustrator 2, once you're done with one size, like I just finished, you're gonna have to adapt that to some of these other sizes. For example, this really tiny size is always the most challenging because you're gonna be looking at it from in this tiny size, and you still have to make it somehow readable, get people to click on it. So that's the challenge. Oh, you're probably gonna have to redo some of these things, like the polka dots. Let's release it from the clipping mask. Maybe we could just release it from the clipping mask and scale it, and actually we'll add that later. Right now let's worry about where to put the things that have to be there, like the continue button, the little brand name down there. We could probably just scale this up like this to fit the whole thing. I cut off the cloud. I'll probably have to draw that cloud again. I cut off the edge. Unless I put it there. But I don't know if I want... why not? We could put it there. This will not be vertical like this. We need to rearrange this to fit these proportions better. And then we can take this, put it somewhere, maybe right there, maybe a little bit on this side. And let's go ahead and copy paste that background. Make it the size of our artboard. Select that and these designs and do a clipping mask. Or here. Right click, make a clipping mask. And then send that behind the other graphics. Oh, and it is already a different color, so that's not the problem. There it is. Okay. There we go. So we have two sizes. Now, after you're done, I want you to export these. You want to do export for screens, but at the end. So when you're done with all the different sizes, file, where is it? Uh, File, export, export for screens, and then check off the sizes that you want to export. I don't know why I only have 4 here. I thought I had 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the fifth? I could have swore I had a fifth size here. Anyway, you're in luck. Only 4 of them. Okay, so file, export, export for screens, all 4 sizes. So once you're done, you'll export them and then just export them into one folder. Maybe create a zip file of that and then upload it, or upload them individually if you want. And do a PNG or JPEG. PNG or JPEG is fine. Also, you'll see the actual size of it once you export it. So, what is this? Okay, I have a test export folder. Let me just export it there real quick. Replace whatever was there. And here's the actual final size of it. You can see it's tiny. The 1 month free trial, stress-free cloud storage, all that's pretty legible, but that Kaspersky, whatever, Class B Kugo, the name that I gave this brand is barely visible. But honestly, I think that's like a minor detail for this type of ad that I think usually we just include it for legal reasons. Anyway, you could make it a little bit bigger to make it easier to read. And this font is a little bit really tall and narrow, so it does get kind of hard to read when you zoom out. So maybe pick something that's less narrow. So I know I mentioned these fonts, but or a similar font. Also, you don't have to use the same font throughout the design. You could, I wouldn't use like three different or four different sizes fonts, but maybe one or two fonts. Right, it doesn't have to all be the same font, but don't choose too many. And that's it. So that's the final project. Instead of a final exam, this is what you'll have to do. Um, I'll upload this entire thing as you see it. So all the instructions are in here, but I'll probably just write it down on Google Classroom as well. Let me save this. Illustrator 2023 winter final. Alright, let me stop recording and give you the sign out.